All right. I am halfway through this 30-day challenge of recording and posting a YouTube video every day for 30 days. And I want to do a quick run through of some of the things that I've learned, some things that I've done that I feel like are a success, and other things that have been not quite so much of learning. There we go. We'll reframe it. Some things that were a learning experience, and um, hopefully inspire some of you to do the same thing. Like decide on something that's hard and stick with it for 30 days or more and see what you learn about yourself. So let's get into it. Question number one: why am I doing this? And has the reason changed so far? So I decided to do this challenge because of Glow Atanmo. I will link her information in the description box. She is a powerhouse. I mean, from what I understand, she has done motivational speaking. She's an entrepreneur. She was a travel blogger for a long time. I kind of feel like she's worn a lot of different hats and done a lot of different things, but she is an inspiration for me because she's created her own lane. She has not allowed the confines of society and family expectation and religious expectations and all of that stuff to define her. She has defined herself, and I have always admired people who have gone that route. And so when I found her content, I was watching her and was like, oh my God. And she talked about the fact that YouTube was something she wanted to get into. She wanted to revive her YouTube channel. So she did I think what started as a 30-day challenge spread out to 100 days. And now she has committed to 1,000 days. And one of the things that she said that has inspired me and continues to inspire me, specifically about YouTube, is that 98% of people on YouTube are watchers. They just get on and, they watch content. Only 2% of YouTubers are creators. So if you are in that 2%, then you've already won because you're out here making things. You're putting your voice out there. You're getting the work done. And so I actually have that written on my mirror in my bathroom to keep me inspired, to keep being creative, to keep going, even on the days when it's really hard. Has the reason I've started this changed? A little bit. Yeah, I see this as a challenge in other ways too. Like, I want to be a better public speaker. I want to be able to tell a story and have people engaged and have folks like lean forward and want to hear what I have to say. And I eventually would love to have a thriving YouTube channel where people are commenting and it feels like a community and not just me yelling into the void. All right, number two: what did I overestimate and what did I underestimate? What did I overestimate? I overestimated. Oh, that's a good question. I overestimated how much time I have in the day. I work a full-time job outside of this. Now, granted, I'm not married, I ain't got no kids. That is a very deliberate choice that I made because I love my personal time and I want to be able to use it how I want. But beyond that, like working a full-time job and sitting in meetings all day, talking all the time, by the end of the day, I don't really want to talk anymore. But I don't always have the time to do a YouTube video in the morning before my work starts. And so some days, like today, it is 6:40 p.m. where I am, and I am recording this video. And I've been in meetings all day. So I'm amazed that I have the energy to do this right now. But that said, yeah, I overestimated how much time I have in the day, and more than that, how much bandwidth I have and how much it takes to do these videos. I underestimated. Yeah, what did I underestimate? I underestimated how hard this is, I think, because Glow, when I listen to her talk about it, And of course, here I am comparing myself to someone who's been making content for 25 years. She has been doing some type of online content for 25 years. I just started, y'all. And of course, here I am comparing myself to her. But she had said, like, she looks at YouTube as a part of her daily routine, her morning routine. She's like, I get up, I brush my teeth, I do my Bible study, I do my meditations, and then I set my laptop up and I record my video. And that is just a part of my daily routine. And I was like, okay, cool. If she could do it, I could do it. And yes, if she can do it, I can do it. But also, I I don't feel 100% comfortable just setting up my laptop and talking. I have notes. I sit and I think about what I want to say and I draft out like a little outline and I do the thing because I'm terrified still of setting this up and sitting in front of the camera and going blank and not knowing what to say. So yeah, I think I underestimated how much time it takes to make this happen. Okay, next question. Has posting daily made you feel more connected or more solitary? I think at first I felt really solitary. Like in the real world, I don't know of anybody else doing this besides Glow, and I'm not directly connected to her. I don't even know if she knows I exist. I follow her and I will comment on videos sometimes if I feel inspired, but we are not connected. So she's the only other person I know of that's doing any type of daily YouTube challenge right now. That said, I had a video get some traction and it's been really cool to respond to people in the comments, like read the comments and respond to folks. That has been really fun. And that has made me feel more connected. So, yeah, it's a little bit of both. All right, next question. Has posting daily felt like discipline, devotion, or defiance? That is a damn good question. It has felt like discipline. It's felt like a little bit of all three, if I can say that. Discipline and that to do anything daily is a discipline, especially if you're not getting paid for it, especially if there's no like end like marker, like a tangible marker of success. I don't know what that looks like right now with this posting every day for 30 days. I don't know. I don't have a tangible marker of success besides saying, look, I have 30 days of content here. Yay. That said, the discipline of it has been even without a very clear, like I get paid X amount of money for this work, or I will have X amount of subscribers at the end of this or whatever. Without that specific marker, it does feel like a discipline to get up every day and do this, just like going to the gym every day, just like eating well every day, just like anything else is a discipline. This has felt like a discipline too. A devotion? Hmm. Devotion to me, that word feels almost like sacred. There's a spiritual undertone to it. And does this feel like a spiritual discipline? I mean, it could. I haven't talked a lot about spirituality on my channel. It's something that I do want to incorporate more into the work that I'm doing here, into the conversations we have, because I feel like that's a huge aspect of autonomy and agency. And that is huge for me right now. It's finding different ways to have agency over my life, especially in a world that is constantly trying to tell us who we are and what our worth is and all of that. But yeah, I think it would be a devotion. It's a devotion to consistency. And I could even see it as a devotion to myself, a devotion to getting in front of the camera and speaking every day, especially because over the past, I would say 10 years, I've really struggled with being seen, right? That's the thing. that everyone seems to be talking about lately on social media. And I think it really does, it hits on that. Your willingness to get in front of the camera every day and speak your truth. You're not going to be the same after something like this, especially when the rest of the world, not the rest of the world, but when particular people begin to see you and begin to interact with you, and then you realize how your words are landing with people. Yeah. And then it kind of does become the spiritual thing, right? Because to me, that's what spirituality is. It's getting in alignment with yourself, with the Most High, and then how that ripples out into the people you affect every day. So yeah, defiance. I think speaking I think speaking your truth is a defiant act. I don't know that this 30-day challenge is a defiance though. Hmm. Definitely see it as a discipline and devotion. But defiance, I don't know. Eh. All right, next question. What kind of community do you actually want to attract? Actually, you know what? I want to answer that last. I want to answer that as the last question. Let's take this one. What would make you proud of yourself regardless of numbers? Huh. I would be proud of myself. Actually, let me answer that. Let me answer that with a clear example. So one of my videos over the past 15 days hit over 1,000 views. And for someone who is like I guess I would be considered like a super micro creator. I really just started. I only have maybe 30 some views or 30 videos in total. That's including shorts. And so I don't have a lot of content. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I started with 108 subscribers and then hit 151. And I realize this is saying what makes you proud of yourself, regardless of numbers, but I'm trying to give you some context here, what I'm working with. I had one of my long form videos hit 1,000 views and it got like, I want to say there's maybe 15 to 20 comments on that video. The video is Traveling While Black. Um, it's about emotional labor, the emotional labor that you don't realize you're doing when you're in these types of situations. And it kind of goes into the emotional labor you find yourself doing for white people while you're on vacation, when they start talking about race relations or talking about black people or what they don't understand and why can't we all get along and da, 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 da. And basically I kind of go into all of that, right? There were a few comments that let me know that what I was saying was landing for people. And it was landing for them in a way where not only were they saying, yes, I've experienced this too, but they were also saying, this is a different perspective. I didn't realize. One person in particular, and I think I pinned their comment, they said, I've had this happen before. And I always thought it was just because they were uncomfortable with it and trying to offload that discomfort onto me. I did not see how I was being roped into emotional labor. I had no clue. Thank you. This is like eye-opening. To me, that is success. That's work I can be proud of, knowing that something I'm saying is giving people a different perspective, a new way of seeing something they experience all the time. To me, that's a marker of success. That means that what I'm saying is landing. So yeah, that makes me feel really proud. And if I can get more of that, more of the same, more of the same, that would be great. And final question. What kind of community do you actually want to attract? I want to attract a community of women who are like-minded, who are, I would love to attract a community of creators. That'd be really cool. Entrepreneurs, because I am going that route, and people with whom I have things in common, people who are travelers, especially Black women who are travelers, Black women who are creating their own lane for themselves or have found a way to create their own lane, who have found a way to be 100% themselves, even in the midst of living in a society that wants us to be mules, to be mammies, to be workhorses, to not have any peace, even when we're on vacation. A world that sees us as people who are always doing labor and who are always giving and never taking for ourselves. I want to be in community with women who are saying no to all of that, who are saying no, thank you, and who are doing the work for themselves, not for everybody else, but for themselves to create a life that they absolutely love and a life that they, can be proud of and that they enjoy. A life that you enjoy, not just a life where you're working really hard. Um, so yeah, that's the community I would love to see. And I also want a community of really smart women who like my dream, I would love to have something like a hybrid between a book club and like retreat, not a retreat space, but like we read and we learn together, and then we have meetups where we go to different places and have salons and conversations about the world and find ourselves in the same spaces as like change makers and people who make shit shake, you know because I think that the next crop of leaders in this world that is crumbling all around us right now, I think the next crop of leaders will be women, and I think it's going to be women in their 40s and up. So if that's you, hit me up. Let me know in the comments. Let's get some things started. Um, and if you are a creator, if you are doing a challenge, if you have a YouTube channel, put it in the comments. I would love to follow you, love to learn more about what you're doing. And yeah, that's what I got, guys. If you don't know me, my name's Siobhan. I'm a 40 something Black American woman who is trolling these internet streets talking about having agency in your life through travel, solo travel, moving abroad, and making decisions every day that allow you to say yes to yourself. I know I sound like a motivational speaker, right? But this is really important to me. I'm not a motivational speaker, but this stuff is really important to me. And I think that there's so many small and large ways that we as women take back our agency. One is through the conversations we choose to have and not have with certain people, and how we choose to conduct our lives every day by day, one step at a time, y'all. Day by day, one step at a time. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, do all the things. And this is it, man. I'll see you tomorrow.